It's just you and me, kid. It's just the two of us.
You and me against the world?
I think this is the first time since we started that it's just you and me starting the live. I guess they've had enough of our shit. It's a wrap.
Me too, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Are we all breaking up?
No.
Is this a breakup? Am I getting broken up with? I didn't even know. My hair looks really stupid. Hello, Angela.
Hello.
Nobody cares about the Ben Bader death.
Who?
Ben Bader died.
Who's that?
He was an influencer. He was 25 years old.
Oh no! What happened to him?
They don't know.
Oops.
But it's a slow news day, so it got my attention. He is a influencer who was found not breathing, and efforts to revive him failed. He was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead at 25 years old. Nobody knows why the fuck it happened. Delicate's here. Hi, Delicate.
Hi, Delicate.
So he's 25, and they're not ruling out foul play. So I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Foul play?
Yeah. So I went to his.
Yikes.
I went to his YouTube channel. He's kind of like one of those like, hey, like I made $197,000 this month. Like literally, he said, I made $197,000 this month, and you could too. You just got to follow my step by step, you know. And all it is like lie, cheat, and steal, basically, or compromise your. No, I don't know what it is. I never watched his videos. I'm not going to talk shit about him. He's a dead man after all.
But that's why they suspect foul play.
Yeah,
he's a rich kid.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the fuck it was, but no, I don't. It's not. They're not suspecting foul play. They're not ruling anything out. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. So anyway, that's the story today. That's the big news.
It was a strangely slow news day. There's so much going on.
Yeah, well, there is a lot going on, but we don't cover politics. If I was covering politics, I would have a whole slate. It kind of makes me want to cover politics because then I got a lot to talk about. But I don't really have a lot to talk about when we're not talking about politics, or when politics is not a part of what we talk about. And when our scientist left yesterday, it made me feel bad. Like that hit me. I don't know. This is harder than I thought because I'm such a people pleaser. Why does my hair look so stupid? What have I done? Okay, can you fix this? God, what have I done? I don't know. Hey, can I check your level? Say something nice.
Your hat doesn't look stupid.
Oh, see, you're still a little lower than I'd like. Say that again.
Well, sometimes my volume is too high, like
I know.
higher than yours.
I know. I understand.
Was that good enough to check the levels?
Yeah, you're good. Stacy just showed up. What's up, Stacy? I'm sorry that my hat is crazy. I don't know what happened.
You're apologizing for your hat?
Well, you got to be like reasonably presentable.
A man doesn't make apologies for his hat. The man just dons the hat until he doffs the hat.
I have donned upon my head this hat of blue. Ben Bader, I don't know what happened to this kid. He's 24 years old, and his pictures are of him in private jets and shit. And 24-year-olds in private jets always gives me like a little bit of feeling of unease, unless they're like movie stars.
Why?
Because then it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
He's probably born rich. And is telling everybody, you can do it too.
Yeah. I started this business with $500,000 granted to me by my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
And while I went through it all and almost failed in the last moment, my uncle bailed me out.
Yeah, basically.
Well, anyway, the poor man is dead, and he was a strapping young lad, and that foul play might be involved means that it's now on our radar. So we'll watch it. I'm sorry that it was my main story because I was honestly, there's just nothing out there that I really like today that really has me super excited in show business. Like I said, there's lots going on in politics.
Well, speaking of show business, Judd Apatow has compiled
the second story,
a 570-something page visual memoir. No, it's a book, but it's like photos of his scraps.
Just photographs he's taken?
It's basically a scrapbook
of photos.
All of the interviews are starting, like all the articles about his new memoir, they're always like, he's an information hoarder. And he makes no apologies about it. And he apparently collected every single, every article that's ever been written about him and his career ever. And so I guess he just compiled them with a bunch of other shit. And that's what his memoir is. Like a memoir can be anything.
It can, of course. It can even be partially fiction.
Oh, yeah, right. I've heard
you
about
want
that.
to,
What are those called?
Forget what they're called, but who wrote one? Didn't Val Kilmer write one, or no?
No.
Somebody wrote one of those where they were like, I'm going to write a memoir, but it's not true. It's just me with some of the reality of my life mixed in with whatever fantasy is going on.
I can't remember who that was. That was somebody big that did that. But yeah, a lot of people are doing like Seth Rogen did that, where he just wrote a bunch of scenes and then put them together. Like, didn't bother to make like a through line through. It's just like a collection. It's basically like a collection of essays or something.
I think you have to think that sort of thing through, bro. I think if you're going to do something like that, you have to put some serious thought to it. I think that there is a way in which you can create really beautiful structures that don't even have to necessarily be like apparent when you open up the book, or, in terms of like chapters and layout and all this other stuff. But I think that there is a way that you can organize material like that with something that you put in there, some fill, some kind of love, where you can then create something that has, a common thematic purpose throughout, like where it's not feeling so, desperate and how do you say that? Disparate?
Disparate.
I love the word, but I always just fucking up. I just fuck that one up. So my dad, he fucks up filthy, and I fuck up. Well, I fuck up that and so many more. So anyway, yeah, his memoir doesn't excite me.
Well, it's interesting that they're all.
Do you like Judd Apatow movies?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like,
I have a favorite, actually.
I tend to dislike some of the more like potty humor type comedies, and his sometimes ventures into potty humor, but for the most part, they're good.
Yeah, I guess he skirts the line occasionally. They skirt the line. I mean, he produces most of them. He does write some, though. I think his work is lovely. He's a big fan of one of my favorite bands.
Who's that?
The Avett Brothers.
Oh.
He in fact, like, he has directed multiple videos for them.
Oh, no shit.
He's like a big giant Avett Brothers fan, and so he gets he gets a little check for that for me, because I think the Avett Brothers, at least a portion of their career, a good chunk of their career, was amazing. So I like that about him. I have a favorite movie.
You have a favorite movie?
An Apatow movie.
Oh, which one?
I think it's Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Probably is my favorite Apatow movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think I just watched that one. Like, I can watch that one on a loop. It feels good, even with the fucking reprehensible Russell
Brand, Russell Rebrand,
who was really hilarious in it.
Yeah.
But it totally hits different now, because when he's like talking about like that whole bit where he's like, where he's giving the sex instructions, you're like, okay, so that's not he's just drawn from experience on that shit. Just being weird and fucked up. Anyway, whatever. I love that movie.
It's funny how people choose to market their celebrity memoirs. You'll see a bunch of articles show up and they'll all have the same headline.
What's up, Bobo?
So the publishers obviously like identified like, okay, here's our like grabber detail, right? And what they chose for Judd Apatow's was that he took ayahuasca. He did like one of those ayahuasca journeys.
Yeah.
And he saw Jesus.
And
he had a revelation.
So what did he look like? How did he recognize him? The first thing I want to know is, how did you recognize it was Jesus? Did he say he was Jesus? Because you didn't know his face. It better not be the face that I put on the fucking...
See how it works? See how it's good? It's good marketing? Now everybody's going to ask questions. And they're going to read the articles about his memoir and then maybe get it.
He has a publicity machine. He can do whatever he wants. Dude.
Yeah, of course.
He's got...
But when we were finalizing your memoir, we were trying to identify like what would be the hook for yours, We were like, would it be the peroxide scene? Would it be the almond milk scene? Would it be like, who knows, man? Maybe one day we'll get a publicist and we can actually figure it out.
The Gotham Film Awards have been announced, thanks to Cosmic Urgency just telling us.
Are we changing the topic?
No, I'm just gonna bring that up later. Thanks. We're gonna definitely talk about that as we go on. I got lots to say about it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Judd Apatow. So everybody's starting their articles talking about how he's a hoarder, because this is what he's putting out in the press about his memoir.
Yeah. I am not a hoarder.
He just says he's like, he says that people hoard because it makes you immortal. He has multiple storage units. He doesn't get rid of anything that has ever mentioned him.
Oh, well, I mean, so that's That's
He
beyond
says it-
hoarding.
he
That's
says it
he's,
makes
that's
you-
his ADHD or whatever it is.
Yeah, he says it makes you immortal because you cannot die if you still have a stack of magazines that you haven't read yet lying around. This is how I feel about books.
This is how my bookshelf. My bookshelf talks to me that way. My bookshelf's all
Don't
like,
you die on me. There's so much
I
more.
suggest you read one of these books tomorrow.
Right. That's very relatable.
Yeah.
So
very relatable.
he did
Indeed.
Anchorman and Bridesmaids and Forgetting Sarah Marshall is your favorite?
I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall is my favorite Apatow movie, probably. Yeah. You know, which didn't age well that I thought would was I Love You, Man. I would watch it again for you, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But it didn't age as well. Like the other one aged so well. In fact, it's such a good little movie that Jason Segel's new show just really feels like it's trying to relive it. At least what I saw of it, and I gave up on it quickly.
Jason Segel's show about being a therapist?
Jason Segel's show about being a therapist, exactly.
That it was trying to do what?
It was trying to like relive his Forgetting Sarah Marshall days.
Sometimes I like
That was his peak, bro.
Yeah, sometimes I like to watch like movies later in somebody's career,
Yeah.
and think of them as like the sequel to a character they played earlier in their career.
Oh,
Like for instance, we're watching the Murdaugh Murders show.
Murdoch.
Murdoch, that's true. It's spelling always gets me. Okay,
It does me,
So the Murdaugh Murders is a show on Hulu,
Yes.
right? And it's a dramatization of this like horrible true crime story that happened in South Carolina. Okay.
Yeah.
And Patricia Arquette is playing a Southern, like a wealthy housewife. Okay.
Yes.
She's like part of this like dynasty in South Carolina. But because she's speaking with a Southern accent, I keep thinking that this is like the sequel to what happened to Alabama Worley from True Romance, because that was the last time I saw Patricia Arquette speak with a Southern accent. So I was like, okay. So Alabama had like a really wild youth, and then she like grew up, married rich, and now she's in this shitty situation.
Imagine if it was like actually like written that way.
If she's like playing the same character.
Yeah, but they like she tells her later, like when she's casting her, she's like, by the way, I actually wrote that. This is what's her name again?
I'm playing
Alabama.
Alabama Worley.
Yeah, Alabama.
I don't know what her name was before she got married, but after they wed, her last name was Worley too. She wed Clarence Worley. Okay, listen. And so like Jason Segel, okay, I don't know what his name was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but maybe he like got over all of that. He stopped obsessing about his ex, and then he like went back to school, became a therapist, and now he's in the show. The show Shrinking, is that what it's called?
I guess I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Shrinking. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Do you ever do that? I do that all the time.
I never do that. I never think of continuations unless they're actual continuations. No, I don't. I've never done that in my life. I don't think I've ever known anyone to do that. You're a little bit of a freak.
Totally.
By the way, man, oh man, I put a couple of those videos on our channel because I'm trying to like release content, and I'm trying to like, I want to grow the channel, dude. I want to get to monetize, to getting to monetize.
That'd be nice.
And then once we're monetized, I think we can just like get a little more focused on not trying to, necessarily be so beholden to the algorithm, even if I'm sucking at it so far. Anyway, I put these videos out, and we got like, man, we got some, that there's that, in that, whatever, that TikToker or whatever, Canadian, she talks about the case all the time. She's quite informative.
Yes.
While presenting.
Sarah Segel, I think.
Sarah Segel or whatever her name is. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about. Sarah is the first name for sure.
Sarah Segel then. Yeah. Because I remember her last name.
Yeah. So Sarah Segel, who's like really quite great at what she does. Anyway, she quit for a while. And it's just because they are nasty.
Yo, so in
our comments, they got nasty.
Yeah, I know. So check it out. So the Steve Sarowitz recording dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
And Claire Ayub, who's in that recording, was talking about Sarah Segel. She was talking about how she was listening to a TikToker break down the publicity of the case, but she didn't know that she was talking to. She didn't know she was talking to the Steve Sarowitz who was involved in making this publicity smear campaign.
Actually happened.
Yeah.
That's weird because she was describing something else. She wasn't.
She said that there's this Canadian TikToker who's like always analyzing.
Well, so anyway, yeah. So Sarah Siegel.
I'm assuming that's her. She didn't name her.
Quit because she got so. I mean, because I'll tell you, man. I was like, wow, you guys are really fucked up.
But can you imagine though, if that's why Claire Ayub mentions that there's this TikToker? If she's talking about Sarah Siegel, she mentioned it to Steve Sarowitz. It could have been that after that meeting, Steve Sarowitz gets on the phone and he's like, hey, you guys have to attack this Sarah Siegel character, you know?
Thanks for the tip.
Thank you tip.
Well, I mean, the algorithm was going to get the algorithm was going to get her if Ayub didn't have anything to do with it.
Did you want to hear about this ayahuasca detail?
Yes, please. Yeah. So tell me about the ayahuasca. So this is again, I'm getting distracted by Cosmic Urgency, who I'm going to address because he's got some really good shit that he's talking about.
Okay.
Including Cameron Crowe's memoir. Mm-hmm. Surely a good read. I mean, you know, at least that I would have high expectations for that.
Almost Famous is one of those movies that I like have an irrational hatred for. And so I just don't.
I would call it highly irrational.
Yeah. Like I know that I'm very much in the minority of people who most people love that movie. So I've just never cared about anything he's ever done.
He's fantastic.
I know.
He's really one of the good ones.
And I'm sure you guys are right.
You know, it doesn't mean that you have to like him. Like Hemingway's fantastic, and a lot of people don't like Hemingway. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and there's some Hemingway that when you read it, you're like, is he really fantastic? Is he really? Mm-hmm. But then when you read the stuff that is, it's staggering. It changes your perception of life and art in some ways. Mm-hmm. If it hits the way it hit me. So I think
I'm that way. I have a love and hate for Hemingway.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
I think a lot of it comes from like being forced to read certain books that you are too young to really appreciate when you're in school, and there's like, you know, the required reading list, and then some of these things you're like, it's like a slog to get through.
100%. I would not have loved Ernest Hemingway had I read him in school. It was when I started understanding. It was when I started really writing, and I understood like how difficult writing can be. And then to see his simplicity and beauty come out in ways that are so difficult to comprehend, because what he creates is like a one color painting that looks as vibrant as something that you're seeing with your own eyes in life.
Also, like when I was like 14 and 15, I did not give a fuck about the religious symbolism in Old Man and the Sea. Like I don't fucking care.
I just didn't like that book. I didn't care for that book in general. Yeah. I just thought it was like, okay, it's a little overdone, and I just didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
As much as it's one of his profound works for some.
Yeah,
and
of course.
For me, that's East of Eden. That's the wrong author. For me, but East of Eden is just the masterpiece of Steinbeck. But for me, that's The Sun Also Rises was just so brilliant. God, so good.
Maybe that was too long to assign to people, to teens. Okay. Do you want to hear this ayahuasca story?
I await the ayahuasca story.
Okay. I'm just reading from this article. Yahoo News is the only one I could find that wasn't paywalled. Judd Apatow reveals in his new book that he tried ayahuasca in 2014 in an attempt to overcome his fear of the drug. He said that Chelsea Handler, Lindsay Lohan, and Jada Pinkett Smith have also said that they imbibed. He said, I did it because I was so scared to do it. I don't recommend that anyone else does it because it's so crazy. At the end of a long journey, he said he had a vision of Jesus on the cross.
Oh, so that's how I knew.
He said, which was weird because I'm Jewish. Apatow says, I suddenly thought, oh, I completely get what this means. Not that I didn't before, but I felt it. And it was, we're all supposed to take care of each other. That's what psychedelics do. That's probably why they're still illegal. I did a report on psychedelics when I was in school. You know how you're supposed to do like you're supposed to do a report on like a topic, and sometimes they let you pick your topic. Yeah. And you're just supposed to like give a presentation to the class.
Yeah, it's super fun when it's that, because you get to get all.
I was a big nerd for that shit. You guys could probably tell.
Yeah.
But I did a report on LSD.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't on LSD when I did the report. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the topic. And it was really interesting to learn that nobody has ever died from it. Nobody can die from it. It's not, you can't like overdose and die.
I guess they could do something on it.
You could do something destructive.
Just
but apparently the statistics for that happening are so extremely
low. Alcohol can actually genuinely kill you,
you can overdose on alcohol quite easily. You can, smoking cigarettes can kill you
Does eventually.
Yeah. So it does bodily harm that psychedelics do not. It's just really interesting when we think about like what is prevented legally from being used substances and what is still allowed. You know what I mean? It's a little nonsense.
Don't get me started.
Especially when people come away from them and they say, he said, oh, I completely get what this means. And it was, we're all supposed to take care of each other. Like, why is that so bad?
Well, also, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, that's cool. Like, you must have been really cooking because your vision is a guy dying on a cross.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And the message is to take care of each other.
Well, this is the cool thing about...
That's some masochist shit right there.
This is the cool thing about what psychedelics do. And I know I don't need to tell you because you've been there before, but...
A few times.
Like Carl Jung talks about this very, very often, where he talks about how man's mind works by generating and interpreting symbols, right? So it doesn't...
It's a part of why I love astrology, frankly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Symbols and their meaning is what all of our minds and our feelings and our mental processes all sort of focus on. Like, that's how we process things. And so it doesn't necessarily matter what the symbol is. If you recognize that it conveys a meaning to you, then it has served its function. So that's why, like, for instance, like the notion of God is ubiquitous. Everybody understands, regardless of how they've been brought up and what culture they've been raised in, what God is supposed to mean to them. They just have these like little boxes that they've been trained to put them in so that they've got limitations and more descriptions and they've got better, different imagery. But fundamentally, everybody understands these and all the other archetypal meanings. Like everybody understands what mother is or father is and like all these other, archetypes.
A great song by Pink Floyd.
Yeah. But it's just interesting that so what he's saying is like he saw an image, it conveyed a meaning, he fully understood it. And he can because he's in this alternate state.
No, that's how it works. Of course, I understand that. I mean,
he can because he's in
Constantine, I mean, come on. We know what he happened. And he wasn't even on ayahuasca.
What are you talking about?
Constantine. the Arc de Constantine, the whole fucking, the whole Constantine, uniting under the symbol of Jesus. He looked up and he saw a cross and he heard the voice of God and he, a pagan.
Oh, so that's what happened to Apatow.
He had Constantine's moment.
So Apatow had Constantine's
And
vision?
what did Constantine do? He literally united Rome to fight against the oppressors of Rome.
There you go.
And it was that was the birth of the Catholic Church, because in fact when you go to Rome they have Arc de Constantine because with a symbol of the entire war that was laid out. And what's so interesting about it was really the birth of the modern day Catholic Church, because at the time of Constantine the Catholic Church had multiple popes. There was not just one pope. And so one of the deals was to not only create Catholicism as a recognized religion of the Roman Empire by Constantine, even though he's a pagan. And by the way, after he united Rome and won and took over Rome, he was good to his word, and Catholics and Christians came out from the underground under one pope, because the deal was with one dude. He was like, I will deliver, but I'm the guy. And Constantine was like, you're the guy. And he's like, I'm the guy.
Do you think that really happened to him, or he just made up a story because people would love it?
Oh, no, no one believes.
No one believes.
No one believes except the Christians. It was propaganda sent by the Pope took his propaganda. I'm sure it was just all corroborated between or invented between the fucking, the Pope Pope Leo, I believe, who he appointed as the only singular Pope. And that Pope, by the way, had a deal where Constantine would not only name him Pope, but name him sitting next to Peter. So that put him in the hierarchy of the Christian faith at that moment, third in line, Secretary of State. Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
The Pope is the Speaker of the House. He then took his seat next to Peter. So it was, Jesus, who is God, and then Peter, and then this fucking guy, the Pope. So anyway, it's a fucking totally interesting story. But even afterwards, it was still pagans on the coin. He still had pagan gods on the coins. So it was all just a big goddamn sham.
I just think it's really interesting. Like, how you and I have
I say goddamn a lot.
You?
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. So what?
Just noticing it.
Sometimes you need a curse word with 2 syllables. You and I have listened and watched a lot of stories about people's near-death experiences and the imagery that they come back reporting, that they visions and sensations and stuff. And you have this really strong theory that you're like, it doesn't, whatever you believe in your life, that's what you're going to see when you cross over, and your brain is just like sputtering madness before, what?
Well, you're just looking down while you're talking, and
yeah, I'm trying to actually navigate my phone is kind of haywire.
It's distracting me a little bit.
Okay,
So I'm like,
well,
what are you looking at?
I'm trying to get back to my place. Sorry.
Where's my place?
Now you've distracted me. Never mind.
We're a little all over the place this morning, this afternoon, this evening.
I was doing fine. Thanks.
Yeah, until you started looking down and flipping your phone. Exactly my point.
No, I was doing fine doing that. I didn't know. I don't know what we were talking about now ever since you mentioned it. What was it that you said that you wanted to talk to Cosmic Urgency about?
So Cosmic Urgency said that, well, first of all, this is interesting. The Gotham Awards have been announced, and this is what we're going to hear all season long, meaning award season long. One battle after another leads pack, multiple noms for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. It was just an accident and no other choice. So I just feel already completely in the dark.
What is that? What did you just say?
With these nominations.
If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You?
Yeah, isn't that a great title?
What is that?
If I had money, I'd buy a house.
What is that?
It's a movie, dude.
These
are the Gotham film nominations. You see, you're not listening. She's not listening.
If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You is a movie?
Yes.
And it's nominated for awards?
Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another leads all nominations for the Gotham Awards, a New York City event that, opens the movie award season, although star Leonardo DiCaprio was snubbed in the top acting category. Honestly, this is like the one time I wanted him to get everything.
Yeah, but nobody cares about the Gotham Awards, do they?
Yeah, but if they're snubbing him, it's not looking good. It's not looking good if they're snubbing him.
How big is the Gotham Awards? Is it like a
Spirit Awards? Huge. Deadline's writing about it. They write about it every year. It's a big deal.
Okay.
So it's a big deal like as the inside. It's the beginning. It's the brewski. It's the yeast. Okay.
So
the Warner Brothers thriller saw 6 nominations for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Breakthrough Performance for Chase Infinity, and Outstanding Supporting Performances for both Benicio and Teyana Taylor. No Sean Penn.
I wonder whether he doesn't qualify for the screen time.
No, he's the lead of the movie.
Sean Penn is the lead.
Oh, Sean Penn. For supporting, he would. If you have one scene, you qualify for supporting.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Mary Bronstein's If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You from A24 garnered 4 nominations for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Outstanding Lead Performance for Rose Byrne. And then Neon's Cannes Palme d'Or winner, It Was Just an Accident. It Was Just an Accident by...
What's with these titles? Everybody's just
Jafar.
It's like a new trend that you have to have like super long
Panani
titles, film titles.
Landed 3 nominations for International Feature, Director, and Original Screenplay.
That's so creative.
So best features are Begonia, East of Wall, Familiar Touch, Hamnet, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Lurker, One Battle After Another, Sorry Baby, The Testament of Anne Lee, Train Dreams. And the winner is...
I feel like marketing for films has just completely collapsed. Like, are they just not marketing movies anymore? I feel like I haven't heard of any of those.
I haven't heard any of those.
I heard of Begonia. That's the new.
I heard of Begonia.
What is the guy that did Killing of a Sacred Deer? What's that one? I really like that. He did The Lobster. I like that director a lot.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Ari Aster, Ed Guinea, Lars Knudsen.
But these other titles, like, I just haven't heard. Like, how come we're not seeing trailers everywhere? Or maybe people are. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe they're just showing them in movie theaters.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Isn't it strange?
Yeah.
I'm like on the internet all the time.
Best documentary feature, 2,000 Meters to Andriivka. Maybe it's like a...
Can you explain to me, like, so what are the Gotham Awards? Who's in charge of who puts on
Batman, obviously.
I know, right? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like something like
I haven't paid attention to the Gotham
awards
Awards
for
since
comic books, doesn't it?
the 90s. Overview.
I'm assuming it takes place
The
in
Gotham
New York.
Awards are American film awards presented annually to the makers of independent films at a ceremony in New York City. An independent film, one battle after another.
It's not an independent.
It had $150 million budget.
Is it an independent film?
No, God, no. I mean, it's just so absurd to call that independent. There's nothing independent about that. I mean, yes, I guess by technical definition, if they're independent of a studio, they had a fucking distribution deal before they shot that movie, before they spent $150 million, they had a distribution deal. And if they had a distribution deal, that is not independent cinema. Independent cinema would mean you would get acquired through the process of making your cinema. To be independent is to independently be able to market and or sell your movie.
And it makes sense that there would be a film, like an award show for independent films so that they can get a chance.
Yeah,
right?
they're fucking it up because the way they're fucking this whole independent fucking film, and they've been doing this forever. And it was really Sundance that really started this nonsense so that they could get better titles and stars in for their festivals. They really started this shit. And what they started doing was they started looking at independent just as being free from a studio. But the studios were distributing. So they were already involved. It's nonsense. Anyway, so it's Indie Film Awards. Like I said, it's interesting because I said I haven't really paid attention to it since the 90s, back when I fucking cared about this shit, you know? Mm. But yeah, that's the Gotham Awards. Don's Plum was probably, would have probably been on their radar back in the day for something. If not any, just for consideration, if for nothing more than just for consideration. It was innovative.
Do you think that it made the news for you, like the algorithm showed it to you because DiCaprio's involved?
Cosmic Urgency brought it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, I'm riding his wave.
Cool.
Yeah, breakthrough director, Constant Sang, Blue. So that's why you haven't heard of it, because these are the indie scenes. We should get all over this shit. Let's just watch all this.
Okay.
We'll seek these out.
Well, I don't know how to watch them because if they're not...
I said we'll seek them out.
Okay.
We'll find a way,
Yep.
And we'll see which ones we can at least. And take it from there. Constant Sang for Blue Sun Palace. Carson Lund for Euphis. Sarah Friedland for Familiar Touch. Akinola Davies Jr. for My Father's Shadow. Kind of like that. That one hits hard. Harris.
It's kind of boring.
Dickinson, Urchin.
Do you think this is interesting? Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, then just suck the air out of the room there, why don't you?
Well, I'm not sure what what was the topic that you were reading?
These are the Gotham Awards. It's independent film. I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm actually getting reacquainted. I'll do it on my own time.
I would love to watch any of those actually independent movies. Yep. You can count me in.
Cosmic Urgency says that Cosmic knows most of them. See, we just got to get Cosmic right. You should start writing for the show. That's what you should write for the live.
Yeah.
We should just
That's true.
we should just bring you and Eric and Delicate and just get the team together and actually build a true team to help for this live, because this way you can also help point us at specific directions and just help shape the show. We should talk about it if you're interested.
Cosmic Urgency said, I'm really looking forward to Cameron Crowe's memoir. He said this this month. And then Mateo was asking, do you have an opinion on Cameron Crowe's Singles? It's
a good movie, It's like I have to try to remember it really, but I remember thinking that it was good, it was fine. It was not earth-shattering or anything, but a pleasant ride. I recall thinking, yeah, okay, cool. I do also recall thinking, probably not going to really remember this one. And I really don't remember that one.
Yeah.
So
Cosmic Urgency said, Singles is very JCPenney grunge catalog, but it's a decent chick flick.
Yeah, right. I
remember thinking about, I also don't really remember it too well, but I remember being like, number one, we don't dress like that. Okay, that's weird. It is very JCPenney. It's like very styled. So strange. And number two, I remember thinking that singing and dancing scene, they're singing and dancing in the convenience store.
Yeah.
I was like, nobody would feel comfortable doing that. In this group of friends, they wouldn't just break out into dancing song. That's made up. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
It was like forced levity
Yeah.
for the sake of a screenplay.
Yeah. And where is that in his career? In his writing career? Oh, it's a mosquito. You fucker, I'm going to get you.
I saw it.
I'm going to end you, dude. It's fat. It's full. Thing is fed. Let me go to it. Cameron Crowe. He's such a goofy looking dude sometimes. Like sometimes there's like some pictures of him. I'm like, whoa, that's a funny angle. Such a clever writer at times. I really liked Jerry Maguire. I was just like, that was like a great popcorn, like rom-com-y.
Do you see what I mean, though? Like, this is why I'm not a fan of his work. It just seems very...
That's his, right? I didn't even know. I can't remember. It's his, I think.
Formulaic?
Yeah,
I don't
Almost
know.
Famous Jerry Maguire, exactly. Vanilla Sky and Singles.
It's just a little too sunshiny for my taste, I think.
Oh, I remember Say Anything. Did you see Say Anything?
Yes?
I enjoyed that movie very much, actually.
Did he write that?
He did. Yes, he wrote that.
That was when he, like, blasted on the scene, right? That was such a huge success.
And, of course, Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
No, he didn't write that. Did
Angela,
he?
yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Do you know what's funny?
Okay, so I like his early work, I guess.
I was, I had readers for my book.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I auditioned for Amy Heckerling, who directed Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And I had just mistakenly thought she wrote it. And so I put that in the book. And then, so I had a reader, and thank God, bro.
Yeah, right.
But the reader was like, yo, she didn't write that movie. And I was like, what? Because I was just sure she had in my mind. I think I just convinced myself of that back in 1995. And I just never went back on it.
It's true. I would have done the same thing.
I was wrong.
Well, that's great that they used her instead of
Our scientists said, our scientist is here and they're catching up and they said, I'm sorry, man, you didn't make me feel bad, our scientist. I'm just, dude, listen, I mean, I care about what we're doing. And
listen,
so
it's not,
I want this to be a good time.
It's
and I know
not
that
you that's making anybody feel bad. It's the fucking news, like how are we supposed to talk about politics when everything's fucking terrible? It's just like a big drag,
I just don't want to chase people away because the topics suck and we're living in this really difficult time. And it would be more fun to have a channel that relied less on, talking about that stuff, even though it does get overwhelming at times. And so it's going to leak into this live versus like having times where we're doing things like Escape and talking about things like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What is this? Fucking 40 some odd years later. So Cameron Crowe wrote that. Don't feel bad. You're good. Just, I want you to have a good time, and I hate to maybe chase you away sometimes. I know I'm not going to be perfect. We're going to have bad days, maybe even bad weeks, but I just want people to have a good time, and I'm fucking self-conscious about that stuff. Fast Times at Ridgemont High was written by Cameron Crowe, and it's fucking genius.
Yep.
Just absolutely genius. Mm-hmm. Timeless forever. It was his debut. How auspicious is that?
Well, Amy Heckerling has a lot to do with how it came through too. So
okay, you want to give her credit? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah,
really
it was
well
written by. We're talking about the writer here. Okay, so fucking writers, man. I swear, they can't get the respect, bro. They're literally the most important thing in all of film.
Nobody is
and everybody's like, no, you're kind of behaving the way most people do, which is like
behaving.
Yeah. Most people behave that way. Most people are like, oh yeah, good writing, but the director is the one who really fucking did it all, And it's just so fucking annoying because the writers are they bring everything to life. They make everything come to and just writer and directors, they get the hats, but come on. Anyway, The Wildlife, which I kind of remember. I did see it. I'm clicking on it now. Yes, I saw this. Of course I saw this. With Chris Penn. Oh, I definitely saw this. Eric Stoltz. God.
Eric Stoltz.
Leah Thompson. So Say Anything, singles, and then Jerry Maguire, Almost Famous, Vanilla Sky. Did you like Vanilla Sky?
No, I fucking hated it.
Really?
It's a remake.
Yeah.
I wonder whether the original is
How'd
better.
you like the 74th Annual Academy Awards?
Did Cameron Crowe write that?
I thought he killed it. Elizabethtown. I think I saw it.
I don't recall that one. I don't think I saw it.
I either saw it or I swore I wouldn't. Because I have no memory.
I swore I wouldn't. Why?
Let me click on it to be reminded. Let's see. Kirsten Dunst. Oh, I didn't see it. No. As much as I like Kirsten Dunst, She's fine to me. I'm not an Orlando Bloom guy.
You have to be an Orlando Bloom
Guy
guy.
never did it for me. Well, it's just when I see him in a role, if he's the lead, I'm not going to watch that. I just don't think he's a strong actor. I think he can play like decent supporting roles, and and he was handsome enough. He's kind of like his face, kind of, I don't know, something happened. It's not the same, so doesn't have the same striking looks. I mean, we all lose our looks, I mean, it's what we do. We wrinkle up and die.
I saw what was it?
But then there's the seminal "We Bought a Zoo."
Oh yeah, that's for kids.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi was talking about how he would really like to be involved in a biopic of his life.
Yeah.
And they had a picture of him. Have you seen what he looks like recently?
John Bon Jovi?
Yeah. Like all of a sudden he's an old man.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
It's so
where
crazy
I was like,
how this happens. How like I feel like I saw a picture of him from just a little while ago and he wasn't an old man and now all of a sudden he is. It's kind of sweet. His nose got big like an old man.
Like, dude is just. Yeah, he's an old man, dude.
Yeah. No.
Shut through the heart. Dude, I had the weirdest story. My weirdest job. I cannot see him or think about him. I was dating this girl. Her name was Karen. She was fun. And then she got brain cancer.
Oh no.
And then she died.
Oh my God. When was this?
I was 15?
What?
Yeah.
She got teenage brain
Brain
cancer?
cancer. Yeah.
Wow.
And I dated her all the way until things got bad, and then she died. And her mom, totally distraught and sad or whatever, said, I'd never been in her room. I don't even know why, but I'd never really been in her room. We'd always gone out or to my house.
Yeah.
And I just never got in her room. I don't know why it was. Anyway, her mom said, I want you to see this.
She was a teenage girl and her parents were like, no boys in the room. That's why.
That must have been it, yeah.
Yeah, it's normal.
I don't remember having a discussion where it's like, you are not allowed in my room, but I never was allowed, or I never got invited.
Yeah.
Her mom, out of the blue, calls me and says, after she died, we'd actually like kind of broken up basically because it was like she was basically going into this state of where I couldn't really be much of a help as a 15-year-old kid. I was like, what do I do in this situation? I wanted to be there for her, but she kind of broke it off. Her parents were like, Karen's got to focus on her life, right. And healing and all this stuff. She dies. I get the call that she died. Very sad, of course. And then they say, we want you to come to your room, which I was like, I think she'd want you to see it. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. And I go there and the room is John Bon Jovi and me everywhere. It's me and John Bon Jovi.
She had pictures of you up in her room. You and John Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Like it wasn't everywhere. It was like above her bed, or it was like, and there was one wall of
like Tiger Beat, and then like a picture of you,
me and John Bon
like,
Jovi. It felt weird. I felt weird. It felt weird. I had a weird. I can't even explain it. It just felt weird to me. I was like, what? Why am I on her wall? And the whole thing got confusing. She did. I ended up dating her best friend afterwards. Lori. It was a very strange time to be 15 and go through that. But John Bon Jovi, every time I see him or hear him, I immediately go to Karen and I think about her every time. I knew she was a big fan when we were dating, of course. Yeah. And who wasn't? Every girl that I knew in 1980, whatever. I saw Bon Jovi open for Judas Priest.
What? That's a weird ticket.
It was it was his first record.
Was there really so much overlap between
Runaway
the bands?
Was the record.
John Bon Jovi's Runaway?
His first record. Wasn't it called Runaway? Wasn't that the record?
Oh, I don't know.
I know that song. Ooh, she's a little runaway.
Oh, yeah. That's a weird pairing. I'm surprised
At the time, I was shocked by it. I was like, what are we doing here?
I can imagine Judas Priest fans being like, this fucking sucks.
Could not get into it for a second. I was like, what am I here for? This is what I'm here for. No. It was very weird. There was no metal going on whatsoever. It was pretty weird. It was like the big change in metal, really.
Yeah.
How did we get on Bon Jovi?
I was just talking about how suddenly he looks old.
I can't wait for Cameron Crowe's memoir. I'm going to read it. I'll read it with you, Cosmic. That'd be dope.
Good. You guys can have a little Cameron Crowe love fest.
Yeah.
You could leave me out of it.
Well, I'm just interested in his. I wish John Hughes lived long enough for his memoir. I mean, he's had a very interesting life. The fact that he that was so autobiographical. That whole Almost Famous. Was,
yes.
And that's like just so fucking wild and interesting to find yourself so early in life the way he did, and then to like just like a fucking rocket just take off like that. It was just so. I mean, it inspired me. Even it would inspire me now if I just heard the story for the first time, and I'm 55 years old, you know, wildly out of reach of any kind of feeling like that. And anyway, I just thought, I just think it's a really interesting thing, and that he followed it up with a pretty remarkable career on top of it. So I'm a fan. Yeah, I can't wait to read it.
It's out this month. Did you hear about the hurricane?
The one that hit Jamaica?
Yes.
Well, I heard it was big.
It is the strongest landfalling Atlantic hurricane on record.
Oh, just when we thought we were going to have a nothing season.
Yeah.
One shows up and says, no, you ain't.
Yeah, the strongest ever. 185 mile per hour winds.
Oh my God.
And 892 MB of pressure. I don't know what that measurement is, but apparently it's the worst.
Mega. I don't know what it is either.
It made landfall in West
By the way,
Virginia.
delicate.
What?
And Austin, I got your emails and I'm going to respond. I just haven't had the time yet to do it. And I want to respond thoughtfully to both of them, but especially Austin's.
But you received them.
Yes, I got them. Thank you for them.
So have you heard any news about what's going on in Jamaica? Like
I don't. I know that it made landfall. I saw some uprooted trees and some roofs missing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about any pictures.
But I didn't hear anything about like, what's it called again?
Melissa. It is just the 20th landfalling Category 5 on record in the Atlantic Basin. But climate change, according to the study, climate change has made Melissa's winds about 10 miles per hour stronger than the last strongest one. Crazy.
Yeah, I did. You know what I did watch was, you know how they get the gifts of the storm, the storm chasers or whatever, the guys in the planes.
Oh yeah, where they go in the eye.
So they went in the eye, and I watched that.
Yeah, they call it the stadium effect, where it's like completely blue sky and then just
it's
like
amazing.
This cylinder
it's a miracle.
of clouds.
It's like a miracle.
Apparently, there's migratory birds who were stuck inside. They can't get out.
Yeah, well, they will eventually when it breaks up. They'll be like, "Where the fuck are we?"
I know.
They're also going to just start dying because they're going to get just.
Of course, dude. You know. It's fucked up.
So, by the way, we live in the same town. Did you guys see the guy who dressed up in the World War II German uniform? I don't want to get like this live flagged, so I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, we don't want to say
the
N word,
the 4-letter N word.
Yeah, the 4-letter N word. But there
was a guy in our town.
Yeah.
Where we live.
Yes.
Which is a college town, and he went out to the bars last weekend, dressed in it wasn't just like, okay, it was SS. When somebody described it as like the German uniform, I was like, oh, okay, so he wore like brown coveralls and he wore like a band,
like a red band
on his arm with the symbol on it.
Yeah.
And then he's, probably like, drew on a mustache or something.
Mm-hmm.
But no. This kid had like...
No, this guy bought the...
This kid had like a whole like
bought the collectibles.
Officer's suit with like a hat. It was all pristine. He looked like...
Money was spent.
He went out not just as a soldier. He went out as an officer. It was weird. It was a super weird choice.
Obviously knowing that he's going to run into problems. There's no way he didn't have at least a little bit of... a little twirl of anxiety in his stomach as he put on that hat and went, all right, let's go to the bar. But he went to the bar and then he ended up assaulting a woman.
No, well, so here's the thing. So his defense is probably going to be that he was getting shoved around a lot.
Yeah, we saw it.
I don't know what happened inside the bar, but when he got shoved out of the bar or told to leave, and then a bunch of people followed him. We don't know which. And then he out on the sidewalk, people were shouting at him and shoving him around. And apparently, I didn't realize, but he had like a stein in his hand or a pitcher or something. But one girl tried to snatch his armband off or something, and he hit her in the face and broke her nose with whatever it was he was holding. So he got arrested for assault.
It was either a mug or it was a pitcher, one or the other.
Yeah, he got arrested for assault. And we also, so apparently it's national.
He made bail.
It's national news that he's like,
TMZ had it as our top story.
I know, and there's like a bunch of pictures.
Well, that's how slow shit is. You know what I'm saying?
There's a bunch of pictures of him in his mugshot with his orange jumpsuit. He's no longer in his Halloween costume. And of course, the worst people on the internet are coming to the kid's defense, being like, "Well, we can, we dress up as murderers and monsters all the time. Like, what difference is it?" And everybody's like, "It's because they were real." Because they were real and they were really, really, really bad.
So here's some despicable stats about this kid. First of all, his name is Kenneth Morgan. He has
Typical Ken thing to do.
he has a $250,000.
Kidding. I don't have any prejudice against Kens.
He has a $250,000 fundraiser going on right now for his legal fund, from which he has already, he's already raised nearly $10,000.
Did you check out his victims? She has a GoFundMe too.
Yeah, I'm just finding this out. I mean, this is live, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get his name for you guys. Kenneth Leland Morgan. That's his name. And he has a
Made a bad
GoFundMe.
decision. Now he's in trouble.
It's just like
Now everybody knows his name.
we just live in such a weird time.
Now
Like,
it made him
this
famous.
guy's raised $10,000. I'll tell you though, when you look at what I do, when I put these videos out, you know, I'm flagging. I try to put out videos that are trying to like speak to lively supporters. They're just not there. Like I can't reach them. I can't get to them. The algorithm is like, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. As soon as I say Baldoni, they're like, oh yeah, that motherfucker. I got you.
Yeah.
Then they come, they gang up on our videos, they downvote them to hell, right? Like we got, on one we have a 17% like, so 93% dislike, and it's a damn good video actually. And then on like the other day we got a 33% like, so we did better, but didn't do like half. We did about half the numbers. You know, not big numbers in the first place, but my point is that I think the reason why we see so many people sort of like leaning toward the right and stuff is because those people are active on the internet. They're buying. They're buying power. There's like, they like Joe Rogan. I mean,
There's been a bunch of studies on this.
Yeah.
About how the social media algorithm does always siphon people, funnel them to the right-wing extremist content that is all over the internet. Like they're
getting all the boosts.
There's a bunch of people that did studies where they just basically had like a stand-in user, right? Like they would set it up so that the computer is being used by somebody, or somebody would conduct the experiment where they were just doing the bare minimum of like continuing to watch videos and letting them continue to feed, you know? And the algorithm will always just sort of like lean you towards the more like conspiratorial right-wing content. So it's like, I don't know what they're doing to address, like if you sat on YouTube and you watched for like 20 hours, like it wouldn't give you like gardening videos, you know? It wouldn't give you like learning how to do canning or whatever, you know, like a bunch of other shit. It wouldn't give you like knitting videos, whatever.
Well, we know that they're in the right's pocket because of the tax, right?
Right. It would send you towards like super right-wing conspiracy theories and stuff.
It's just so crazy because, you know, we have like, so it sucks because all I'm pointing out is that it's really hard to make it in this business unless you play the algorithm. And when you play the algorithm, I'm supposed to be sitting here talking about how bad a person Blake Lively is. If I'm playing in my game, in this space that we're in right now.
Yeah, all because Justin Baldoni and his people, like the defendants in his lawsuit, right? They all are paying their publicists $30,000 a month.
Well, you said it yourself, though. It's
You
also
know?
the oligarchs themselves and their social media algorithms are pointing us in that direction. So they know how to, and this is probably why these publicists know how to feed this machine and put their social combat plan and warriors together, because it's probably relatively easy. You know, Andy Signor, he shouted at me. He was like, "You're the only one, Dale. You're the fucking only one." And obviously, we're not the only one, but we're rare. We're very rare. And you know, you can see why. I mean, I'm growing in a snail's pace. I get my videos downvoted into hell. And when people do show up for the lives in droves, if it's on a topic that is, you know, that has that right-wing slant, they usually come in here and harass people.
Don't you think you get points for being controversial though? Because all those people are engaging with your content, right? So does that
You're not going to get the same
something?
amount if you had 85% likes, if you had, you know, 15% engagement. Like I'm looking at like 2%, 7% engagement, 5% engagement, and the engagement's gnarly. There's good chat engagement, but you've read it. I mean, it's gnarly. I had to go and just start
No. I'm talking
deleting.
about like the algorithm.
No, I'm talking about all that feeds to the algorithm. The comments, all of it matters. That everything is in the algorithm.
Yeah, I know, but doesn't it count as like engagement? Isn't that all?
It does count as engagement.
Because I know that a lot of people will do like rage baiting.
Yeah.
Well, they'll put out something that is like deliberately designed to make people angry. So they are getting a bunch of negative reactions, but they do it because it helps them. So
If you go check out the comments, that's what you'll know. But things that are disliked aren't elevated as in the same way that things are that are liked. I mean, the whole reason for the dislike button is to define, both creator and content that you don't like.
So it's such a major problem, where like a whole generation of people who are engaging in social media are being trained up to like be controversial deliberately. Like that's not really great for the discourse.
Well, it does suck for because I don't want to. It's like when I play video games, I can't play the evil character.
When you're given the choice?
I just don't enjoy it.
Okay, so what happens in the video game?
It makes me feel bad when I do things like some of them make you do really crazy shit. Like they got like murder children and stuff. And you're like, I don't want to do that.
So how does that work? So you're given a choice whether to make your character evil or not evil?
Yeah, you could be in dialogue and you have to make choices. And people are like, do you steal the ring or do you tell them, hey, I found this ring or, these kinds of things. And you can choose the moral route. The boring game is, I told you, like when I was playing Fallout 3, I don't take the evil route because I just don't enjoy it. I just feel bad the whole time. I'm supposed to have fun, right? This is supposed to be fun. So I don't want to feel bad about like killing people and all that stuff.
You don't even have your fictional character tell lies and deceive people?
Well, maybe some lies, but they go way beyond that. So then my brother-in-law and I are both playing Fallout 3 at the same time. He goes the evil route. He gets to see the nuclear explosion. I don't in Vegas. I don't because...
He got rewarded.
I don't get to see nuclear explosion because I defused the bomb. He rigged it and set it off because he was evil. Anyway,
I like that about you though. That even when there's nobody watching, and you're playing a fictional character in a game that it literally doesn't matter, you're still going to be honest. It's
kind of boring. I do like playing thieves though. Like I do like pickpocketing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But like I was playing, there's this game called Schedule 1. You can imagine what that's about. And, actually, you know what? My first time playing Grand Theft Auto 3, which was the most controversial one or whatever came out. And it was like, and you had to get it on eBay or whatever because like,
that was
stores were banned.
You could actually like beat people to death or something.
Yeah. And so
everyone was like, why are we doing this?
I accidentally punched a grandmother.
Oh my God.
And this grandmother followed me around, hitting me with her purse. Uh-huh. But she kept hitting me, knocking my health down. So I'm like, get away. Like I accidentally punched her. She was like walking by and I was like in a scuffle with a cop or whatever. And boom, I hit the old lady and she was like, ah! And she started hitting me with her fucking purse. Well, she wouldn't stop. I eventually had to do the deed.
Oh no.
I had to take it. It was horrific for me.
You still remember it?
Yeah, it was horrific for me.
This was like 20 years ago.
I had to and I at the time it was like early in the game, so I didn't even have an actual weapon. I had to use I had to bludgeon a grandmother.
You got to do what you got to do in a video game.
I'm trying not to make confessions here that the algorithm would be like, he what?
I know.
People take shit out of context.
No, it's true. Like especially if you have a bunch of haters, they'll be like, I can't believe you guys believe Dale Wheatley. Listen to what he said, and they'll do like a supercut of
I would have never
sounding like a terrible person.
I would have never believed that Blake Lively's statement about pulling the rug out from under directors. Like if you'd have told me, if I knew beforehand the whole statement that she made, let's say that I was working at a PR firm, and somebody's like, "Yo, we'll just put this clip out and we'll fucking ruin her." I'd be like, "That can't possibly work."
It's not gonna
because
work.
Right afterward is the truth. They're like, we'll put it out, watch. Because I would just never have dreamed. I would have never dreamed
I can't believe it worked.
So, I have no faith that people actually, it's hard to do research. Like, I don't do enough for this show most of the time. And just because I don't have the time, because I'm running out of time. So, people have busy lives, but it's just like, don't participate then if you can't even do the minimal amount of work, Do you know what I mean?
I have this headline about Amazon replacing a bunch of jobs.
Well, before you go, let's do some more. The 30,000 jobs. Those are the pandemic jobs. Let's go finish some of these comments. We got lots still. Let's see. Cosmic says Conan O'Brien plays a therapist if I had legs. Oh, I heard that. That's right. He's got a real time. I want to see that. Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien. I just want to thank my mom, and I want to thank my dad, and I also want to thank Martin Short.
Austin said that the Spanish version of Vanilla Sky is beautiful. It has Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz.
I've seen it, and I loved it.
You have seen it?
Yes, and I loved it. I thought it was way better.
Oh, that's really cute. I'm Bobo said that he's going to listen later because he's helping his 8-year-old girl with her homework where she needs to write a spooky story.
Oh, that's so great.
So great. What a fun assignment. If you were assigned to write a spooky story, what would it be about?
We lived in a house on Foley Avenue. It was a small house and probably too small for our family. And we always envied the house at the corner of the road, 2300 Main Street. It was the perfect house, 2 stories, big basement, and a large lawn. And my dad said when driving one day, man, one day that guy's going to die and I'm going to get that house. And we laughed it off. About a year later, that man died. And my dad went and he got that house. We moved in and it was glorious. Big, massive house, big, huge basement. I could practice hockey with golf balls, like
That's so
stick
cool.
handling in it. Just massive, nice big stove in the basement for the heat in the winter. It was septic, but we could live with all the sort of limitations that it had. We were amazed. And then my parents were out one day and we decided we'd go and explore the house. So we went up into the attic. And the attic was big. It was massive, but there was also this long, super narrow, super dark aisle that you just we didn't know what was in there unless you brought a light in. So we started to crawl in there, decided, just check it out. It's long. It was we're probably 20 feet, the length of the house. It was a big house. Never get me
to do that.
So we're walking.
I'm already creeped
I'm
out.
crawling with a flashlight with my hands.
Yeah.
I get toward the end and I pull the light up to just see, and on the wall, scratched into the wood, the plank woods,
Scratched?
Can't get out. That's what it said. I shit you not, this is real. It said, can't get out. The hair on my fucking arms went straight up. I screamed. I scrambled out of there, kicking up fiberglass, insulation.
Yeah.
Just fucking, I'm scrambling. Doug's like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude. It was a gag. It had to have been a gag that somebody was pulling on their kid or, somebody from the previous owners, obviously. But
Or maybe
and it was
somebody
aged.
was a captive.
It was old. It was old. It was can't get out. And I was just, it terrified me beyond, it was full
If
terror.
I obtained a house with an attic, it would just have to remain unexplored.
They're so fucking scary.
You would never find me in an attic.
I think what
I don't
made
care
the
how
attics,
ample the storage is. Never.
why are attics scary for you?
Attics?
Yeah, why?
I don't know why they're especially creepy. They're creepier than basements.
For me, it's because of The Exorcist 100%. It's The Exorcist.
Because that's where the demon lives.
The fuck is that? Oh, I guess we got some rats we got to take care of. No.
That's not a raccoon. That's a demon. Why are attics so much creepier than basements? I think maybe it's that you have to climb up into them.
I mean, basements are fucking creepy.
Basements are super fucking
For
creepy.
sure, dude. Probably the book that got me into reading and writing in general is a book called To Catch a Killer. I don't know who wrote it. I remember it because it was unforgettable for me because the whole book was about a killer who gets out of jail and he runs and he hides in the basement of this house of an unsuspecting family. And so this family is living
Just carrying.
while the killer is sitting in the basement. And only me and the killer know it.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm just like, fuck, oh my God. And so they're doing things like walking down and he's hiding in the dark and they're in the basement going, hey, here's something? You're just like, oh my God, you've got to get out of there. There's a killer in the basement.
That's so great.
Terrified me. Basements are scary.
Basements are so scary.
Basements are terrifying. Basements and attics, just, I don't know why, just generally. Dude, we when we were living in a Coney, we had the basement. That basement, was a perfectly fine basement. I went down there, I was like, it kind of creeps me out. There's nothing wrong with that basement. I turn on all the lights, everything's fine, obviously, some dead American cockroaches, tops. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
That one was a little less creepy because it was like the house was built on a slant, so one side of the basement was open to like flat ground, you know, like you could just walk out through like a sliding glass door or whatever. The basements that are out, they're totally subterranean. Something fucking creepy about those.
Here's a scary story. You want to hear a scary story?
Yes.
Justin Trudeau is dating Katy Perry.
Shut up. It's not a scary story.
It's kind of scary.
It's a story about how rich people are fucking weird.
Weird.
Rich people are weird.
Weird.
You could date anybody.
Anybody.
Both of them could date anybody.
Well, I mean, Justin Trudeau, I mean, he's a good catch, don't you think?
Not if he's interested in... I mean, he was with a Kimberly Guilfoyle, remember
He's
her?
got weird taste, this guy.
She's a nutcase.
No, he's just got the weirdest taste. It's so weird.
They're saying that he's going to run for president, and it's like, please fucking don't, dude.
President of what?
The country?
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking. I got mixed up with Gavin Newsom. Why did I do that?
Oh, thank God. I was like, he's not a dual citizen.
No.
He's the son of Fidel Castro. I mean,
why did I think of
Pierre
that?
Elliott Trudeau.
From the beginning that you told me that story. I was scrambling them in my
I want
head.
that man's DNA. I'm gonna, if I ever get in proximity of him, I'm stealing his cigarette butts or whatever it is I can get my hands on.
Fidel Castro's DNA?
I want to know if, well, there's got to be a record of it somewhere. I want to know, because that guy looks exactly like Fidel Castro.
He does.
A young Fidel Castro.
He also looks just like his mother.
Okay. We could say that. You could say that. He does not look anything like his father.
No, that's true. Something fishy's going on.
He kisses her. Like he was like, he looks at her and he's like, I think.
Yeah, man, it's just like a prom king, prom queen type shit.
My heart goes out to Christina Applegate, man.
What happened?
She's battling MS.
You see that
You
mosquito?
know, she had a double, was it a mammectomy? Myomectomy? What do they call them?
Mastectomy.
Mastectomy, thank you. Yeah, she did the double mastectomy in anticipation of breast cancer because her mom.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, really smart.
I think Angelina Jolie did that too.
Yeah, I think it's fairly common with people who have breast cancer history in their family. Not fairly common, but it's definitely an option, especially if they see any potential for it, any mutating cells or whatever. But then she got MS, and you know she's come out a couple of times talking about the hell she's in. Like she lives in hell, and I just feel really bad for her. Anyway, they're reuniting the Married with Children cast, and she's joining the reunion.
That's fun.
And they're raising money for MS. So I hope it goes well for her and for them. I literally like get a lump in my throat for her because I think she was like one. I think she's a real one. I think I think she's somebody, and her reputation. And I didn't know her, but her reputation in town was just impeccable. Like she just straight great reputation all around. Just a real one. And then to see her like just have to battle it constantly. She just has had such a difficult time. Mm-hmm. And she had this like, and she's like so profoundly talented, like I thought, which I thought the work that she did in Anchorman, as ridiculous as that may sound to some people, was fucking brilliant.
No, she's great.
I thought she was just like comedy is hard, and to play comedy the way that she did, and I mean, she's a master. And so anyway, heart goes out to her. I hope that they raise a bunch of fucking money. I hope that reunion is successful. I didn't really give a shit about that show whatsoever, but I might participate in some level if it means that I could help a little bit.
We watched it all the time in my family.
Eyeballs. You did?
Yeah, that was like a big show that we watched.
Did you like it?
That one and Roseanne.
Did you like it? I mean, I saw episodes of it because it was funny. I mean, I caught myself.
Married with Children and Roseanne was like a big hit in our house. I don't know why. It's just like 1980s suburbia.
I mean, it was like there was like that era, Cosby Show, and then Roseanne came along. All in the Family before that, and I guess it's probably still going on. I just haven't seen any network shows since I don't know when.
Yeah, well, it was better before they had the like really overbearing laugh track. Like that, some of those shows had laugh tracks, but they just got
well. Those
so
are
much
sitcoms,
worse.
but yeah. I mean, they're bad. I mean, sitcoms. Please don't get me started. By the way, some Blake Lively news that I forgot. I didn't know this, but somebody. Let me see who it is. It is Flashy Question 4631
Okay.
on Reddit. Pointed out and provided an interview by Kirsty Flaw of Blake Lively in 2018.
It's so interesting.
So she did a fucking interview.
So Kirstie
she was
Flaw did an interview in 2016 that we've all seen.
Quit her job.
She almost quit her job because Blake Lively bullied her so bad.
But
then 2 years later, she does another interview when she's promoting A Simple Favor. You know, here's how we know that Blake Lively didn't do a smear campaign, because she would have fucking launched right back with that. If she wasn't like sitting on her hands and keeping her mouth shut, she would have absolutely just been like, oh, Kirstie Flaw, like, what do you say about this then? If I'm such bad news, why did you return for another interview? I think that they have to petition for those interviews too. It's not like something that just like randomly got assigned. You know?
Well, I'll tell you that what scares me about all of this is that I'm absolutely convinced Kirstie Flaw is there. You know, it's clear she interviewed her in 2018. This 2 years after the so-called devastation interview, right?
Yeah.
For 1 year. So the one that was going to ruin her career.
That she's still pissed about, apparently.
That she can't get over, and has devoted a good portion of her life now to destroying.
I think she even said that she was pissed that Blake Lively didn't apologize, but why didn't she ask for an apology in 2018? It's interesting.
Because she's a liar. Well, here's where I'm going. Why this makes me nervous is because I think that this, you know, really points at these people being bought. And, you know, we know that Justin Baldoni sent that it needs to look like this text about Hailey Bieber and women bullying women. And then we know that less than a week later, Kirstie Flaw came out with Blake Lively bullied me in an interview. And I believe that these guys, so what scares me about it, or why it's so disappointing, why it's sad as fuck, is that there's a law that protects the press from revealing their sources. And there should be some legislation that says unless they're paid. There should be some legislation that says that if there's a financial transaction, which you would be legally obligated to report on your taxes and these kinds of things, then there should not be a protection there. That's paid. That's not press. That's advertising.
That's transaction.
That's publicity. It's transactional. But what they're doing is they're able to hide their correspondences under this auspice of a press privilege. And I believe that has opened up the sort of floodgates to allow them to buy the influencers. And the thing about like Blake Lively is not going to pay for that. She's never going to do that.
No.
You know, neither are her publicists. So it's just a fucked up situation. But this Kirstie Flaw like interview in 2018 really opened my eyes. Like, I've always suspected that was the case. Now I'm convinced, and it's really fucking horrible. By the way, the World Series, I just had a non sequitur, just so you guys know.
You just say "by the way" when they're not "by the ways." They're like, totally different topics.
Yeah, I just ADD'd on that. Go ahead. What were we going to say?
No, about your World Series. What?
Well, the World Series, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. It went 18 innings.
18 innings?
Yeah, last night.
That's so long. Do you know how long a game is with 18 innings?
Well, it's 2 games. It's 2 full games.
Twice as. So already a baseball game is like 3 hours, right?
Yep. So it's 6 hours.
That's crazy. That's a long day at work.
18 fucking innings of baseball.
And so for that to happen, that means that they're tied the entire time until the end?
Yep.
Wow.
And then the Dodgers got a walk-off and they won.
So when you go to the baseball stadium and you're like, oh, it's a nice afternoon for a game. Well, like you could be stuck there for 6 hours.
The playoff rules are a little bit different.
Stuck.
They changed it. They did it for all the sports because they had this problem with hockey too. Like hockey could end in a tie, and then, you know, those games don't end in a tie. And so they have to play overtime. And like there was one game I remember when I was a kid, like it went to like 2 a.m. or something. Like it was, like the players were just.
Hockey is such a different scenario
dead.
too, because that is so intense. That's such an athletic sport. Like baseball, it's like, okay, you guys stand around a bunch.
So they both put in these mechanisms to try to end that. In baseball, overtime now, during the regular season, they put a runner on the second base and then to start the inning, which means you have a runner in scoring position. So each team, in the first inning and beyond, they get this runner in scoring position, and then, you know, so it's great. I mean, like it means that it's not going to last forever because they've got a runner in scoring position, and to get that going, that can take 3, 4 innings if the pitchers are on or the batters are off or whatever. Anyway, but they don't have it in the playoffs. They shouldn't. In the playoffs, it should be pure baseball. And
for 6 hours,
18 innings. Well, I went to bed, as you know.
Yeah, you just gave up.
No, I was like, I can't do this. I got to wake up tomorrow. I have a fucking headache already. go Jays,
That's
and they
because they're
lost.
not like your teams. If it was like one of your like,
Oh, it was the Phillies. I'd be miserable today, especially if they lost. Like my team lost yesterday anyway. So yeah.
what's that?
I'm just going to these comments. I'm back apparently. Oh, Delicate came back a little while ago and she said that her building is infested with roaches and they're blaming it on a broken pipe in front of the building. And she's like, I've been here 15 years and no roaches until now. That is so horrible. Are they the American roaches? I hope so.
Dale and I figured out how to exterminate like successfully.
Yeah.
Every place that we've ever
Georgia is covered in roaches.
Every place I've ever lived, it always like started out with like one of the neighbors is like fucking a disaster, and like so the building has like roaches or something. And every place that we've lived after a month of our like intensive extermination plan, they're gone. And I did a lot of reading about it because I was just like, listen, this is one thing I want to get really good at. Like, I don't want to have to like pay a company to come and do like a shitty job where they have to keep coming back, you know, because of course these companies are incentivized to not actually fix your problem. You have to keep calling an exterminator if the problem persists, right? So they continue to get paid. So I was like, fuck that. How is it done? What does it take? And so Dale and I just got really good at it. So you could cure your entire building by strategically placing, like you can get those like combat little bait stations, okay?
Yep.
And you set them out all over the place. They have the big ones for American cockroaches, and then they have the smaller ones for German cockroaches, and brown bandit is another species. Anyway, the smaller ones have the smaller stations. Anywho, you set them out all over the place, and then you every 2 months you refill them with a different paste, like a bait paste.
Yep.
But that way it's like no sprays, and like you're never going to make anybody's kids or house pets like toxic or anything. It's just bait stations are all that you need.
It's, by the way, it's what
totally
they
works.
recommend. It's these sprayers that come in, that's just
The spray is just fucking making your place toxic, and it doesn't even fucking work.
I mean, it has some efficacy, but it's like, it's bad for you. It's bad for everybody. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for
You
the
could
pets,
exterminate the whole block. Like apparently the efficacy of these baits is like intense. So
Yeah.
so all you have to do is like if you have like a really bad problem every month or so, you just go and you refill these bait stations with a different kind of like bait paste, like a different brand. And then if you rotate 3 of those, then you'll catch all of them, the whole population.
All the variants.
And they're just going to be done. You're going to fix your whole neighborhood.
Stacey said that the soundtrack for Signals is so good. It's
Singles?
true. Yeah. Alice in Chains, Temple of the Dog, Pearl Jam, Mother Love Bone.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Is like, maybe they were, how did Cosmic put it? J.C. Penney in the wardrobe, but they were nailing the sound. They got the sound right.
Do you want to hear about this Amazon story?
Also, it was early 90s, wasn't it? Like early 90s had really had the struggles for identity, I think. I remember being like, what am I? I used to be a metal guy. Like in the 80s, there were preppies.
Yeah, there's still like synthesizer rock you guys have to deal with.
What were you going to say, Angela?
I wanted to tell you the story about Amazon, but you keep deflecting to
let's hear it. Yeah, come on. Lay it on me, man.
Okay, so according to internal documents obtained by the New York Times.
Yes.
Amazon is planning for robots to replace more than 600,000 jobs that it would otherwise have to fill in the U.S. by 2033. It's just amazing how, like, we, just as a country, it used to be like every single election, the main priority and the thing they would talk about most is like job creation. And now nobody talks about it anymore because every single corporation, which runs the whole fucking
but they
country,
take away SNAP.
No, I know, but every single corporation is trying to reduce the number of jobs that people they employ. So have you noticed that they never talk about job creation anymore? Like it's never a thing that's mentioned.
Well,
because it's like
they do every time they talk about the unemployment rate, they talk about how many jobs were added.
Yes, right.
As a constant.
Like, it's no longer a big campaign thing.
And he campaigned on it. That's what he campaigned on. Anyway. As a matter of fact, he campaigned on the return of manufacturing to America, which is just ridiculous. And so he got crazy about all that. That was the whole Hyundai plant here in Georgia, where the woman running for Congress called ICE, and they busted all of the South Korean workers, shackled them and carted them off,
Traumatize them.
traumatized them, kicked them out of the country, and now the president of Korea is like, I don't think we can come back.
We're never. They
Like,
don't want to
you
come
arrested
back.
us, you put our guys in shackles. These are some of the most talented people of our country. We sent them to your country to kick off your manufacturing goals. We were helping you.
Not anymore.
We're masters of this stuff.
Anyway, so this is crazy. I mean, I know Elizabeth Warren has been like, hacking at this for,
hard
for
to
her
listen
entire,
to. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that too. But this whole thing that Amazon is openly, well, I guess no, it's internal documents, so maybe they're secretly doing it. But they're planning for robots to replace 600,000 jobs. Like, that is a huge political problem.
They just announced 30,000 layoffs coming.
Yeah. Amazon's robotics team ultimate goal is to automate 75% of its operations. They're such a massive employer. This is like a major problem. But you can't stop them because they're a private company. They're going to do what they want.
Yeah, right.
The company
They're
expects
public actually, but yes, they're.
The company expects to avoid hiring 160,000 people in the U.S. by 2027. So that's very much sooner. But 160,000, I guess, isn't such a huge hit in the scheme of how everything is done.
Amazon employs approximately 1.1 million people in the United States.
Okay, but listen, this guy, I noticed this because he made such a good point. He retweeted that his username's Uncle Authority. He goes, in any real society, this kind of news that they're going to automate 75% of their process, their workers. He said, in any real society, this would be cause for celebration. That human beings don't have to waste their lives in Amazon warehouses. But because we live in a labor camp with big screen TVs for a fence, it just means hunger and eviction notices for all these employees. It's like they're not going to be able to pursue their better goals.
There's also no regulation on AI.
I know.
So if AI is going to for the next 10 years, so if AI is going to replace jobs, there's no mandate to kick any of that back into the community whatsoever.
No.
So now they're going to get taxed. They're not going to get taxed, and they don't have to pay for employees. It's the amount of insanity that's going to. Now look, again, eventually they're going to have to restore society to a certain level of productivity financially to support their oligarchy, but because oligarchs require the cycle of their money to cycle down to us and then back up to them, always profiting in every cycle. So, yeah. Cosmic Grizzly called Elizabeth Warren a snake.
Probably.
I think she's a human, but I don't know.
She's not a lizard person.
I don't know anything about her snakery, I mean, look, politicians.
Oh my God, did you see Candace Owens was talking about lizard people again? She believes in lizard people. She did this whole expose about how.
Well, I got news for you. I got some news for you about that. By the way,
there are lizard people.
Well, the UAP world says yes, they are here.
Of course they.
No, but they're not lying. They say they're not lying. They're saying people are going to be dramatically shocked by the fact that we have those and others who live amongst us in human suits. That's what they say. And, we laugh. Go.
Well, that would explain Ted Cruz for sure.
But yeah, right. Among others.
Yeah.
So many others.
Anyway, I don't have a whole lot to talk about.
Kylie DiCaprio is asking, what's the difference between Don's Plum and Saturday Night Club? Well, I mean, a lot, I guess. Saturday Night Club was just a 20-page screenplay that didn't have a lot of substance to it. It just had some dialogue and a few characters in it and a premise, which we liked. Which
was it scripted like a screenplay?
Yes, exactly like a screenplay. So 20 minutes worth of writing, you could say.
But it was only supposed to be a scene, right?
And it was first draft. It was a couple of scenes, just some establishing scenes. It was all first draft stuff. It was very undeveloped, but the concepts were there. So the big difference would be that between the two was that one was scripted and one became improvisational. So there's that. I think about Kylie DiCaprio all the time because I want her to kick ass and make a movie. And I got to tell you that I was thinking about her the other day, and I was thinking if I was going to give her any advice, what would be the best advice I could give her? And then the best advice I would give her is to work with her friends. The best advice I could give her is to go make those friends. The second best advice I could give her is to go study acting as a director. As a filmmaker, go study acting. So when you go and you approach the acting school, wherever you may be, whoever trains, go find the best acting school and get in it. And if they're really snobby about it, say, I'm a director and I want to learn how to work with actors by studying acting.
It's very smart.
And not only will you gain so much in terms of how to work with actors and understand the malleability of that talent and how it relates to your material, like how to manipulate actors, if you will. Once you start understanding that and how they like to be treated, and you get the talk down and all that other stuff, you will so not only will you gain these skills, but you're going to gain the relationships with actors. You're going to gain the friendships. You're going to gain, and that's where you can really find your way into making a cast. Remain completely flexible in whatever story or idea that you might have in this approach. Because with this approach, it's all about understanding the moment, seizing whatever's in the fucking air. It's capturing lightning in a bottle with the intent to capture lightning in a bottle. And I really believe strongly in it because, again, as I was talking about, I was like, kind of awakening the movie itself. So go out, get acting lessons. That's I actually switched it up, and I remember now that was really my first advice, was to go out and get acting lessons and then to work with your friends. So go out, get acting lessons, but also any other thing. Like, if there's I took a course that I think could have been really valuable if I had stayed in Winnipeg. I took a production course. Like there was a TV production course, like how to shoot a TV show, basically. Mm-hmm. It was like $1,500, and so I was like, yeah, I'll take that shit. Do
you think are there any books that you would recommend that people dig into?
Not really. I mean, I think that I think you should pursue if there's anything you want to pursue in a more academic way, just go find the books, go look for the things you're interested in. One of the things about, especially as it relates to writing, like I can tell you, I love Save the Cat, which I actually do. I think it's a great paradigm. But I wouldn't recommend necessarily sitting down with that paradigm and really trying to hammer it out step by step with the way he does it.
Were you saying In the Blink of an Eye was a good thing for directors to read?
Well, it's a great editing book.
Okay. Because it's about editing.
Yeah, but editing has changed so much from In a Blink of an Eye. So I love the way that book reads, and it's got great fundamentals of editing. It's a great book. You should read it. Every filmmaker should read In the Blink of an Eye. What book should you download on Audible? What's the one that Tim Curry's reading?
Oh, Tim Curry's book.
Is it a memoir?
Vagabond.
Vagabond by Tim Curry. There's that.
He's just such a lovely narrator. Although, I don't know if I guess it's recent, so he is the narrator, and he's recovered from a stroke, so he speaks fine, but I don't know how well. I haven't listened to a sample. I don't know if he's his old Tim Curry self.
It is, though. Cosmic Energy said none listening to audiobooks isn't reading, but it is. They actually, science weighed in on this. And they said that it's the same level of retention, same level of vocabulary benefits, and just all the benefits of reading are reproduced through your brain's working essentially the same way if you're focused on the actual material. It's weird, but it's definitely not for me. I have a hard time with audiobooks, really hard time. It's so easy. It's so much easier for my mind to just drift. In general, because you can tell, I'll sit here and all of a sudden, I got an idea. Like I'm reading books, and I'll just be I'll be reading the book and I'll be like, holy fuck, has that been 2 chapters now that I've been thinking about my life in fucking 1987? Instead of fucking paying attention to what's happening to this poor girl?
It's actually super easy for me to listen to audiobooks that are like nonfiction, because then it's just like a podcast. So you're just getting information, it's like having somebody read you a news article or something. But fiction books, I find that impossible to listen to in audiobooks. There was one exception, and that was a really, really great audiobook is A Brief History of Seven Killings. And I sought the audiobook because it's a really long book, and I was in a book club where we all got assigned it, whatever. And it's performed by a whole cast. So those are really fun. Like when the narrators are actually like acting out.
It's like a teleplay or like an audio play or whatever.
Audio play, yeah, exactly. It's so great. The Brief History of Seven Killings was really well done.
Well, anyway, the science says that audiobooks are cool in that they totally work. And I haven't found my way to one that really does. I've listened to a few. Like I listened to, I did some weird ones, actually. You know which one I really loved was Achilles' Heel. No, what was it called?
The Song of Achilles.
The Song of Achilles.
Yeah, that was a great book.
It was a great audiobook, too. Mm-hmm. I love that book.
That's right.
So that one, and it's a beautiful read, surely, but it was so perfectly read and just beautiful. Wonderful to listen to. I own it. I'm probably going to listen to it again.
I don't understand this debate. Why are people trying to shit on audiobooks like they're not
No,
books?
no one's shitting on anything, Angela.
No. I mean, like, it seems like this debate comes up a lot where people want to make audiobooks not books, like that
Yeah.
it's not reading, because you're not scanning a page with your eyeballs, I guess.
I guess. Apparently, The Martian is brilliant.
The audiobook for The Martian?
I read the book.
I haven't watched the movie, actually, because I wanted to listen to the audiobook specifically.
Kind of DiCaprio asked when I'm writing my next book, she wants to read it, and I was like thinking about it today.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I was thinking about it today in a big way, actually.
Really?
In a really big way, yeah.
Oh, please. That'd be great. Which one?
I'm not going to speak on that.
What?
I'm just not going to speak about what's going on. All I can tell you is that my head's rolling around, and today it felt like it got a little bit serious in terms of like,
Nice.
it's a massive thing, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I would have already written.
I've never done it. That's why it's such a massive thing. I've wanted to for years and have never.
I would have already written a draft if I wasn't trying to sell this one.
Yeah.
If I wasn't trying to like figure out income, because I just like I'm not making any money right now. So it's like it's these kinds of things that are the obvious distractions that we're all faced with. I'm faced with the very same ones, so I'm trying to deal with them as best I can. It fucking sucks, but whatever. I do feel something coming on. I miss writing very much. And part of the reason why I haven't been reading a lot is because reading makes me want to write. And reading, so if I'm not writing and I'm reading, I start to feel like FOMO.
Well, there's an easy way to fix it.
Mouth over here. Mouthpiece thinks my life's so
Maybe
easy.
not easy.
It's not so easy. No, I need to hire an editor, but I first need to make money. It's all crazy.
Cosmic Urgency says that audiobooks aren't reading. People put them on while doing other stuff and call it reading. It's an outrage. Listen, sometimes people are interested in the stories that authors are telling, and they also have a sweater to knit.
It all began as orders, man. We all began. The first stories were told by word of mouth, not by
That's right.
reading tablets. And so the OG.
What are you supposed to do?
The OG reading is an audiobook.
You want to hear a story around the fireside, but there's not enough light for reading. Like, come on, man.
OG reading is audiobook. Bottom line, that's where it started. We started reading by hearing.
That's true.
Stories first. We started hearing. We started. Stories audibly. It's actually the OG.
A print supremacist.
And you said you're listening to a story someone is telling you are not. Are you reading? You are not technically reading. So that's why science looked into it, because they wanted to find out like how the brain engages with the material specifically. This was the key to this article. So it was. I found this shocking. Like, I mean, shocking. They said there is no discernible difference in terms of the way the brain is functioning, and including, which the study included things like retention, like asking about, hey, what on chat, in the latest chapter, what was the thing, what was your favorite part of the book, asking all these whatever consistent questions between readers. So the control was they had readers, they had audiobook listeners doing the same material. They saw no discernible difference whatsoever, not in the brain patterns. Not in
because you're still
all
using
the
your
retention.
imagination.
They were like, it's all the same. It's so just cool. there's I don't remember the study. It was years and years and years ago. I bet you could find it though. I'm sure you could. I'm not going to do it for you right now, but I'm sure you could.
Kindly DiCaprio is asking about the screenplay for Saturday Night Club, and did those scenes make it into Don's Plum? No,
none of the scenes made it. The only thing that made it in was the premise. Four friends meet up at a diner on Saturday night, and they bring a girl. They do it every Saturday night. And the other thing that survived was, I think, the confessionals. I think he had one confessional in the 20 pages.
You were like, that's.
And I was like, what's this? And he was like, yeah, I was just going to have these bathroom interludes. And I was like, that's in. So that survived, which everyone agrees is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. The concept was in, but absolutely nothing of the scenes. Like this, honestly, dude, David Stutman wrote really like cheesy dialogue, like not good.
I wish we had a copy. Do any of the depositions have it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'll dig deep and see if they do. I'll happily share it if they do.
Kindly DiCaprio also wants to know, have you ever been on a set that felt cursed or haunted? Well, have you ever been anywhere that felt cursed or haunted?
Well, I mean, you can make that up in your head. It's like, you walk around at night long enough, and somebody was saying that they did a study or whatever where people were listening to ominous music or whatever while they're walking around in the dark, and they're terrified. Their heart rates are up, everything.
Yeah. It's easy to freak people out.
You can just create the conditions to make everything haunted. Or
I saw this hilarious TikTok video where this guy he's videoing himself going jogging at night, like on trails. Like it's really dark. Like it's not like they're lit neighborhood streets or anything, but he like goes trail running while he's listening to like scary soundtracks. And it's just, the whole video is him just getting increasingly freaked out. Like, what was that? Did you hear that? And like running faster and then quitting because he's too stressed out.
You get that dialogue in your head about something's wrong, something's off,
It doesn't take anything for me to be so freaked out when I'm walking the dogs at night. And like, like I only have big dogs, Like I feel totally, I'm
and you're
totally
a woman,
safe.
so you're a target.
No, but I'm like totally safe. Like nobody's gonna fuck with me with like
not usually
holding 2 leashes, It's still really fucking spooky, dude. I always imagine like I'm gonna look at a roof and see Mothman and be like, because like for a split second you'd be like, holy shit, Mothman is real, and then the rest of the time you'd be absolutely terrified out of your mind.
Totally.
Fucking Bigfoot like peering at me through from behind a tree.
So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, wait, what was the question?
Have you ever been on a set that felt
yeah,
creepy or haunted?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been on that many after, all told, but I've been on sets that were disasters, like fucking disasters. I don't know if cursed. No, I can't say I've been involved with anything that gave me that impression, but I'm sure people have.
Lauren N said that Don's Plum would make a good book.
Who said that?
Laura N.
Oh, Laura. Hi, Laura.
Don's Plum would be a good book, what they're all thinking put into words.
Huh. It would be interesting to do. It would be an interesting exercise. I would like, as a fanfic, that would be really wild. But it's probably not something I would do. But I think I think you're right. I think that would be interesting. I wonder how I deal with that.
Like Tarantino just did that with his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I mean, I kind of did it with 2 Real Hollywood Memoir, really.
Yeah, but what I mean is like he novelized his movie. Like you could novelize your movie.
Yeah. You know what I want to do with Don's Plum? If I was going to do anything outside of a movie, I would do a play. Don's Plum's a play. It takes place in there's 2 sets. There's basically 2 sets for Don's Plum. You could like adapt it to 2 sets, and a couple of side sets, like a couple of like, so you'd have the diner obviously, and then you would have the bathroom, but the bathroom would be just off to the side.
You're going to be on Broadway, Dale. Your name is going to be in lights.
I think it'd be a fascinating play.
Don's Plum, the musical.
I think it would be so difficult to pull off. Like it's like a play. It's like the jazz equivalent of a play. You know how jazz is just like an improv jazz, where you just like, it's incomprehensible. If you've ever seen really great improv jazz, it's just like, how do you guys fucking do it? But in this case, it would be like rehearsing the improv, I guess you could say. Anyway, I don't know. Don's Plum's it's an interesting property, I would say, for sure. Do you know the name of the guy who wore the German uniform in Athens? Do you know his name?
You told me his name was Kenneth something.
Let me remind you.
Why do I need to be reminded?
Always good to know who they are, they say.
Okay.
Kenneth Leland Morgan.
Okay.
That's his name. If you're ever like out and you're like, hey, what's your name? My name is Kenneth Leland Morgan. Know now that you're standing with a German World War II soldier sympathizer.
I just feel like, okay, here's my take on this. Is like, I feel kind of sad for the kid.
Yeah.
Because if you lack the self-awareness to make that mistake in the first place, and then you get inexplicably to you, because you're an idiot, right? You get shoved around at a bar because of what you're wearing. And then like, oh my God, super surprising, right? Because he's an idiot. Then he gets like, in this like street fight and he has to defend himself. Then like, oh my God, I didn't realize that I would get arrested for assault,
I see
now
it totally differently.
Post bail. I just feel sorry sometimes for people who are so fucking stupid that they can't see the natural consequences of bad choices. And so the whole thing that just dominoes down into like this, like everything must be bewildering after that initial choice because you're so stupid that you don't realize that it was a bad choice to begin with.
I have utterly no sympathy for that man. I have no sympathy for anybody who would do what he did. I think that what he did was very conscientious. I think he knew exactly what he was doing and why he was doing it. I think he is using it now to raise money because he's now got himself in the conundrum he does. But I think that I think that person is a white supremacist and they're out there flaunting it. You know, I got to Georgia at the same time you did in 2014. And shortly afterward, I got hooked into this little tiny bubble of a movie scene. And one of the people I ran into said that they could hook me up with a guy who could hook me up with a local billionaire who made his billions in booze. And I was like, all right, well, I'll take the meeting. I mean, fuck, you know, you say billionaire, I say, who's that?
You want to, yeah.
I'll take your money.
Meet a rich person? Okay.
So a meeting's called for to meet at the Jittery Joe's. It's a Athens coffee franchise called Jittery Joe's. Pretty funny name. I meet him at the Jittery Joe's. We sit down. 10 minutes into the meeting, he leans over and he goes, I can get you the meeting, but I just want you to know that you're going to have to become a member of the White Boys Club. That's what he said to me. I was in town a week before that.
Wait, what does he mean? He doesn't mean literally.
Yes, he does. He did. Yes, he meant that I would have to.
Like a membership at the...
Well, it's not an actual membership. He's saying I'm going to have to join and be indoctrinated into this
White Boys
Club. That's what he called it. He called it the White Boys Club.
Do they have meetings?
He called it the White Boys Club. So to me, that meant, you know, you just put K, and K after. Oh, fuck. That's what it meant to me. I was like, my jaw dropped. I was like,
yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Like, oh, no, it's fine. It's just a religious organization. It's cool.
Well, you remember because I came home ranting crazy about it. I was out of my mind. I couldn't believe it had happened. I couldn't believe somebody would be so brazen with somebody they didn't even know to say that.
That's how it goes, dude.
But of course I could believe that because when we first moved here, in the first 2 days that we moved here in Georgia, we called our landlord with a maintenance problem, and she sent her maintenance man. Maintenance man noticed our California plates and mentioned it. Said, you're from California. And we said, yeah, we just moved here. We just got here first place. Like, he's like, well, if I'm going to give you some advice, man, I'm going to tell you to watch out for the dark ones. What do you
like in our neighborhood?
In our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because we were living in a predominantly black neighborhood.
Hey, don't bark.
And he said, watch out for the dark ones. So I believe that this kid is a racist because
he just assumed
we are surrounded by them.
He just assumed you were too by looking at you.
Part of the attraction that came that sort of sold me on coming to Athens, leaving Los Angeles, was that it was this blue dot. It was really super affordable, and I was like, well, those are two good things. You know, as long as I'm not going to like get drowned in, you know, right-wing politics because I hate it. And so I was like, a blue dot means a little more chill, whatever, sounds great. Literally a couple of days into it, and I'm dealing with a racist at my door, dealing with, you know, my maintenance problems. And so
it's just
I think this kid doesn't deserve any sympathy. I think this kid deserves whatever he's got coming to him. I watched that tape. I watched it 3 or 4 times. I didn't see her do anything to him that warranted any kind of shot that he took on her. And I also saw him getting pushed around, but not assaulted.
You know, this is really good context. Like those two stories are a really, really great example of what it's like to be a white person in the South, where people all the time you're confronted.
Just assume.
Yeah. All the time you're confronted with people who should have more shame about their viewpoints, and who typically, you know, from I guess like where you're used to living, you know. They weren't talking so openly because it wasn't such a safe bet for them.
Yeah.
But what's really fucking weird is that when you're a white person, you move to the South, all of a sudden everybody just expects you're in their fucking disgusting club. And it's just really, it's one of the reasons why you and I are so isolated now, because over and over and over again, we'll like make acquaintances, and then they'll like eventually just like brazenly reveal their absolutely despicable bigotry, and like the relationship's over, and it's just like, okay, well, that's exhausting.
It's the thing I'm most terrified with, 100%.
Yeah, like the reason why you joined a dart league, and then there was a bunch of fucking racists in your dart league.
I went to one tournament, and we're sitting out, we're out back.
Yeah, don't tell the story. It's really upsetting.
And this guy just starts dropping N-words.
Yeah, so then like, you know, like there was this we started to make friends, and we'd go to dinner parties with these like local friends, and like they started talking about how they didn't care that this was when Kobe Bryant died, and they didn't care about his history. They were like, oh yeah, well, whatever, I'm still a fan, it doesn't matter. Like, he has victims. Like, it's just I'm just so sick of people just being unapologetically horrible and feeling no shame about like just openly talking about it. You know? I guess it's just like it's easy for me because I don't think that I have any viewpoints where I would have to feel where somebody would feel offended about my viewpoints. Like I don't know that I have any of those. So maybe I take it for granted. You know what I mean?
I do.
It's pretty easy to isolate yourself when it's just like such a fucking crapshoot. You could be like, oh, you might be cool, or you could be like a total bigot who wants an entire people fucking destroyed. Unbelievable. Who was it that was saying it was who was that actor who was in what's that story that you have? The Kenneth Lonergan movie? Oh, You Can Count on Me. What's his name?
Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo was doing an interview where he said that he has lost friends, like long friends, good friends,
Over the Israel.
over Israel-Gaza conflict.
He said he can't. He's like, I can never hang out with them.
He's like,
again.
I just can't look at them the same way.
No,
because-
I mean, I feel the same way. I did this. This is the, I don't see anybody from small group. I mean, the last time I saw those guys, they were talking about Trump, and I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I can't. It was smothering. Like life is way too fucking short, bro. I'm now living the no asshole rule, and so sadly, yeah, there's not a lot of people around. But it's just like I just can't do it.
There's plenty.
That's why I want to protect this space, and that's why like if we ever like do stuff that like like losing Guilty Angel, like Guilty Angel, I love her to death. She was a pain in the ass. Like she caused troubles. People blocked her in chat because she went off. She came back apologizing. I said it's cool, straight away, of course, because I'm forgiving because I think she was generally speaking, just a really good kid who was at times a pain in the ass. But so I gave like some like I'll always give enough sort of latitude to try to let the good ones in, because what I really want to create here in the end is a space where good people are hanging, where people who are respectful of the people around them, people who are okay with a diversity of opinions, these kinds of things, Well, Small Group, Connie DiCaprio said, Small Group was not nice. I love that movie. I mean, I love making that movie, and I love the cast and the casting director. And yeah, I had a good time with the movie itself. The movie's fine. Making the movie was really quite a good experience overall. I mean, marketing the movie was hell. It was hell. It was
because
hell.
you had to like go to churches.
I told you, people grabbing my hands.
A bunch of pastors.
Literally glad hand, like people grabbing my hands and praying in the middle of shit,
I
and just awful invasions of my personal space. I would also have to go like sleep at donors' houses, like people who were like financing a movie. So we'd go to their,
go travel.
I'd go travel to go like close contracts and stuff, and they would like, oh, you could stay with us, and be like, okay, we'll stay with you. And they're just like wild, like crazy, like talking in fucking languages and fucking just craziness, dude. So all that stuff sucked. But the movie making part of it was great time. Even getting the script ready, like for me, the challenge was so wonderful because I had a writer who'd never written before a screenplay. He's a creative guy. He was talented enough. I mean, I chose to work with him because I thought so, but he was still nowhere and had no experience whatsoever. So I knew like it was kind of an Everest level effort, to get this guy to like produce a movie that we could actually make on paper.
You did it.
So I did it even if he and I were just fundamentally like opposites, like just couldn't be more opposite. So it's just like, the evangelical thing is just not my thing at all. I mean, I'm not religious in any way, regardless. Doesn't matter whether it's Catholicism or whatever it is or any other religion or theology. But like evangelicals, they have a special no for me. Like it's a big special no. Like when you see them speaking in tongues for real, like when you're watching people do it, you're like, wow.
I've seen videos.
Yeah, but even like when you're there, when they'll like finish and then look at you with their eyes, when their eyes meet yours and you've just been scrambled into another universe because you're just like, they're voting. They're they're the scariest people that I've ever run into. They scare me. They terrify me. I think they're terrifying.
I don't mind the whole speaking in tongues things. It's just like a really strange performative thing to do in front of people. It's just like, but it's no different than like somebody who's just like praying and, but like, for instance, I had somebody who, I had a friend, an acquaintance that used to chant before he left his home every day.
Yeah.
And it was just like his routine.
By the way,
he would do like that throat chant. It was like really low, really resonant.
Oh,
yeah. It was like super resonant. Like he filled the whole room. It was
so
really
cool.
He asked, he was like, before I leave, like, is it cool? I gotta go do this. I was like, yeah, sure.
See what he did there? See, is it cool? That's cool. Whatever. That's cool.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that like, I don't think that they're that different. They're just beliefs and how you vocalize whatever. I don't care. It's the trying to get into politics thing that I have a problem with. It's the trying to manipulate laws, in your singular religion's favor. Like that's the beef I have with those people.
Yeah, well, I think a part of that is sort of
like they can be
made
weird,
manifest by the weirdness. Hey, man, that's cool. It's cool for you. If it's cool with you, go get mouthfuls of it, man. I can't stand this stuff. It scares me. It literally makes me feel scared because I don't believe that you listen. When you're doing ohms and tones and these other things, those have a science behind them. Don't
do it.
No
Don't
science.
do it.
No science.
Weird.
Why? You don't mind.
No, I don't.
No
I
science.
don't want to listen to it either.
No science
Especially
behind
when
that.
you're mocking
Just
it.
madness. To me, it's madness.
knocking
Look,
it.
I could be wrong. I don't care. I'm not trying to like cost people of it. I just don't want to be around it. Is the point I'm saying. Like I don't want to be around any religion. None of them.
The reason why I call it for performative is like, why would anybody do that to somebody who's not part of their club? Like that they're not doing that with? Like, why would they try to
They said, I'm going to speak in tongue. And I was like, okay, what is happening? I'm going to speak in tongue.
This is a strange thing to put you through,
Right. It was the weirdest thing. And we were just there prospecting before a screening. We were going to do a screening of the movie for this church. And then they came in and they just did this speaking in tongue thing beforehand that made me feel, honestly, I felt a little violated by it.
Violated?
Yeah, I felt a little violated. Kindly DiCaprio is asking if Guilty Angel is coming back. Well, I can't answer that.
I would like her to. I miss her. I think that I liked her. I liked the cut of her jib. She had moxie.
She was a good kid, man. I want her to stick her around.
I also just really like
I got
feisty people who are very, very like easy, quick to defend others, and that's something that she always.
I wish
talked about.
she could take it as much as she could dish it out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my only quip with her is that she could sit here and insult people or say insulting things, but as soon as I confronted her on it and she got her upset enough to stay away. Well, I mean, I couldn't have been kinder to her in general.
Oh wait, you got to hear this.
And so, although I'm sad to see her go, I really wish she would like mature up a little bit on this and be able to like come in and be like, hey. And, I by the way, I wrote her. I said, hey, I'm sorry that we ended up in that confrontation. I just want you to know that I adore you and I hope I'll see you again. Like right away, like at the end of the live, I went to her and I was like, look, I adore you. And, so she's going to, if she's going to harbor resentment, it's only harmful for her, really,
Can I bring you this from Stacey R? This is about, you were talking about speaking in tongues.
Is she going to talk in tongues? Because I can.
Can you imagine in the chat?
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Stacey R said, I had to fake speaking in tongues just to be able to navigate my childhood. They all bought it because I'm still here. That's got to be horrifying.
Well, this is a totally wild statistic.
When you're like a kid in this group and you have to like sort of navigate these adults acting super fucking weird, that's got to be really bewildering.
I have no idea where the statistic comes from, the number. But the number I was told by some of these guys running a church, one of these major churches here, one of these mega churches in town, that they estimate between 35 and 40% of the people who attend their mega churches are not believers.
But they just go for the social.
They were born and raised. They have it's the culture that they can't get out of because their entire families, their entire businesses, everything is in these churches. So it is estimated. It's like being a prisoner, because if you renounce your faith, you're not in that community anymore. Like these fucking studios and businesses, like you walk in here, there's a butcher down the street that when I was eating meat, I stopped eating meat again. But when I was eating meat, I was like, I loved this butcher, but I couldn't go into it because it was like walking into a sermon. Like it was.
Yeah, there's like Jesus stuff.
Jesus everywhere and sermony everywhere, and people saying, bless your heart. Oh, God bless you too. And dropping actual, what do you call it? Scripture. Like, I'm just here for some fucking chicken wings, man. I just want some chicken wings.
They were good chicken
You're
wings.
assaulting me. The best chicken wings I ever had.
They're big fat.
So I still went back a few times, but every time I would like get in the car and be like, man, I hope there's only like one person there. Because if there's like a few, it turns into like a weird churchy moment. And that happened in like, I tried to get into a CrossFit situation when I got to town because I was like fit at the time and not dealing with some of the illnesses I deal with now. And so I was trying to get into this CrossFit situation.
And they would all pray together?
Yeah, it was this whole faith-based thing. And I was like,
why do we have to do this everywhere?
Like, I want to drop F-bombs when I don't
What
make
about your church and your like bedside before bed that isn't enough praying for you? At your dinner table, it's not enough praying for you. You guys got to do it everywhere.
Can I just show you how, like, her name is Kindly DiCaprio, right? That's the name she chose for herself.
Yeah.
Here's the exchange, cosmic urgency. So, Kindly DiCaprio, guilty angel is not coming back, question mark, question mark. Cosmic urgency, at Kindly. No, she's not, so get used to it. Which, when you read that sounds harsh, right? Like, it feels like that felt like a little like slap to the head or something. Like, get used to it. Like, anybody says get used to it, never the nicest thing to hear. Kindly DiCaprio's response, at least you are here.
It's very sweet.
And she means it,
I know,
dude.
It's very sweet.
And she fucking means it. Like, that's just fucking, you're beautiful. You're wonderful. That's a wonderful thing to, that's just, you're who I want to be. Like, that's inspiring to me. Because that's the most perfect response you can have. Because cosmic urgency is, I mean, I would miss him greatly if he left. I would be very upset. You know? And I mean, obviously people come and go and do their thing, and I can't imagine he's going to stay here forever, or any of you will, but any one of you guys leave, I'm like, whew, there's like a little bit of a hole. Like, yeah, guilty angel left, and I feel a hole. I feel guilty about it. I do. Mm-hmm. Like, I think about it. I'm like, what can I do to make sure I don't want to create a space where people want to leave. I want to create a space where people want to stay.
Yep.
So losing her was a bit of a wake-up call in terms of just what I've got to think about when I'm getting all impassioned and also getting all riled up, because Victoria showed up, got me all fucking crazy. And I was like, doing my rant. And then Cosmic Urgency started, spreading bullshit about Pedro that was not true. And I just don't want...
That wasn't Cosmic Urgency.
Sorry.
We don't have to talk about it every time either. You know what I mean? Stefan's here.
Oh, I was thinking about him just today. Just this morning.
Stefan is asking, was it a literal cross fitting so you could follow in the footsteps of Jesus?
Oh.
Yeah, they must have been so confused.
This one's a little small.
No, it's so funny because they must have been so confused that people didn't want a religious CrossFit. They're like, it's called CrossFit. We're CrossFitting. Guys, obviously it's a fit.
Hey, man, CrossFit Hollywood was the greatest thing ever. I loved it. The community we had was so fucking amazing. I loved the people so much. You made these shirts because the sort of head trainer there's this guy, Andy, and he owned it. And every time I'd walk in, this is what I was talking about when I got here, and everyone's like all scripture, like, well, CrossFit Hollywood, I'd walk into the gym, and as soon as I walk in, Andy would look up from his desk and be like, fuck yeah, Dale Wheatley. And I'd be like, fuck yeah, Andy. And that was like how we began, because he was like, because he would just say, he would give me the fuck yeah for showing up.
Yeah.
Because, I'm walking in with broken bones, man, because that shit is hardcore. And it was just like that kind of a community. It was just a beautiful community, and I loved them so much. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I made you
That's
shirts.
so fucking funny, Stefan. I immediately got like all like Monty Python on it. You know what I mean? No, that one's too small.
Yeah.
Clearly, you can see that we can't quite get the spikes in through the wrist and through the wood. You'll need a bigger cross.
They just do laps where they're dragging a wooden cross all the way through the parking lot, like back and forth.
Like, well, try that one on. And then they go into the dressing room, they tie it to him, and then he comes back out. No, I don't think that's the one. We'll just have to try another one. CrossFitting is a mess.
Instead of calluses, you get splinters.
Oh.
Get it?
Ah, that one's perfect. You'll die lovely on it.
What do you say?
Yeah, it's time to roll, huh? Yeah, guys, man. I mean, I'm so glad you guys still hang out on these really fucking slow days.
I know.
Sometimes I feel terrified because I'm like, I want to have fun. I was like, we'll just leave early if we just can't think of anything. But we end up finding ways to babble our way through it, and hopefully it's a good time. Really do care about you guys. So glad you're here with me. And yeah, man, I've been having truth be told, I've been having like emotional days these days. Been having a struggle.
It's been really gloomy weather here for the last couple of days, and it totally made me want to hibernate. So I have been kind of low energy all day today, too.
I don't know what it is for me. Maybe the weather is a role, but most of the time that weather is okay, especially since we have so much sunshine usually here anyway. I don't know. I've just been feeling kind of blue, And
You feel better?
and every time I come to the lab, they do make me feel. I was on a good roll. I was feeling really good. Things were smacking along, and then I don't know, man. I just feel like a little rutted these days. And so just having you guys around is really great. It's kind of like having some support. So thank you. Really appreciate you. Day in and day out. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with more to talk about. Go Blue Jays. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.